Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Jade for the second time today, and this is How to App on iOS. And today, we're going to be messing around with
Vythm JR. It's a musical visualizer, and it's really, really cool.
Boom. But first, we're kicking off with one of our moderators here on the channel, Leela Reality, and her brand new music video, which was made completely using Vythm. This is Hide in Plain Sight. Let's do it. Boom. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name's Jade. This is How to App on iOS for the second time today. We just finished a stream talking about the brand new iPads that were released today. If you haven't seen that, go and check it out. It just dropped. It just finished it about 10 minutes ago. Yes, there's new iPads. It's very exciting. I want to say a big warm welcome to the Wart Warriors for $1 a month. You can become a Wart Warrior and get custom emojis, special secret videos that happen once every 5 weeks, and all that jazz. We open the show with Reality, one of the fantastic moderators here, and that's her brand new video clip she dropped yesterday, which was made completely with the app that we're looking at today, Vythm JR. So anyway, that's the end of the show. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Hang on. No, what's going on? Hang on. No, we can't do that. We've got to show you how to use this thing, don't we? Whoops. All right. But in all honesty, what a great example of the things you can do with this app that we're looking at today. I mean, it really is a fine example of it. It had nearly every one of the really cool features that are in this app. Danskis, exactly. Let's say hello to everybody here today. Hi, Reality, whose music that was. There's a pinned comment up the top, so you can go and subscribe to her channel and check out her music on Songweb, Apple Music, all that stuff. Click the pinned comment. It's there for a reason. Hello, Audible Video, Thomas Christ, Jim Shannon on sounds. Russ, everybody say hello to Russ. Everybody type in the chat right now, hello, Russ, how are you going? Just to make him type something. Hi, Joe Glenn, who's lurking. David Collette's back with us. Gregory O'Sullivan still catching his breath from the iPad Pro announcement and, well, video that they dumped, not announcement. Cold Acre is here and Deep Gravity's here as well. Hello to you. I did see as well, if I keep scrolling, the Falcro, what's going on? And Marvin is here as well from MK Games Art and Visuals, who is the developer of this app. So if you've got any curly questions, he's in the chat to help out. And so fire them at him. Anyone else? Trimmer Bear, I haven't said hello to. Hello to you. And I think I've got most of you. If I have missed you, just call me a dick in the chat. Audible Video was timed out by Russ. Hello, Quiet Waters Life. Welcome to you. Russ, God, you're such an angry person. All right, let's talk about the app and the price and stuff before we jump in and have a look at it. Let me get more shit together. Boom. All right, so it's free to download. It's absolutely free to download. And it's worth your time to download it and have a play around with it. It's got some stuff for you to play around with and get accustomed with it. It does come with in-app purchases. We'll cover those now. I need to jump over here to my PC to give you the lowdown. Now, these are US prices. Boom. There we go. So here's the App Store link on my PC. So here are the in-app purchases. Now, these are pretty much effects that you can add to these here. To all the psychedelic, dreaming mode, trippy mode, symmetrical mode, fractals. So as you can see, they're not too expensive. They're $3.99, $4.99 around that price. And these are iPads. So they're actually, I'm pretty sure too, if we go down here, and you'll see here at the in-app purchases, you've got the additional in-app purchases for mobile devices, right? And then you have the ones for desktop. Yes, this works on iOS and your Mac. So it does work on your Mac as well, and I'm going to show you that too. Plus, there is so you've got all features and modes as well. And there is a subscription too. So there's a subscription you can choose for every month. So there's that. And the subscription gives you all of the in-app purchases for both iOS and the Mac, or you buy them separate for the Mac and the iPad, just so you know. Alrighty dokie, so we've covered that. Jump back over to my iPad here. And you know what? Before we jump into the iPad version, let's jump over to the Mac. Where's my Mac? Here's my Mac. And here it is down here. So I'm going to, this is really cool. Watch this. So I've got it down here in my toolbar. I'm going to load it up on the Mac and look, it takes over the entire screen. Look at that. Man, why have I got a shadow today? What is going on? My green screen's a bit yuck. Wow. iPad, iPhone. And it's already going. And this is a track by Russ. Sick. So my Mac is actually over here. Yeah. So it's working wonderful on the Mac. I'm using my mouse to move that around. You would use your finger on the iPad. I should have put an epilepsy warning out there, but I didn't. So if you've got epilepsy, maybe stop watching now. Super easy to add music to this as well. So up here for the Mac, so you've got your files. So it's exactly the same setup as the iPad, and it takes you straight to your files, your download. So your files app, you can find it here. Yeah, probably too late, Deep Gravity. Somebody's probably killed. They're on the floor right now, and I'm yammering away. So yeah, you can just find your track like here, and just open it up. Boom. And there you go. It's really easy to use. So there you go. We're not doing the Mac version. We're covering iOS today, but you're going to see it's the same thing. The same absolute thing. Let's jump back over to our iPad here and load this sucker up. We're looking for Vythm. There it is. Just quitting it on my iPad. Good stuff. And we're off again. Look at that. Super good. Super, super, super good. Don't be, Audible Video says, don't be too confused if Jade refers to you as Marvin. It's an inside joke. Yeah, we call Audible Video Marvin after Marvin the robot from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. You know, I have got a really large brain. Because that's Audible Video. All right, here we are. Here we are in iOS version of Vythm. And I've already done a massive tutorial on this, right? My tutorial was really deep. And I've covered all this stuff. But if you go back and watch it, it's very in-depth. But there's some differences because there's some new features. Plus, immediately, the UI has been completely overhauled. It looks so much nicer than the old version. The old version, I think, looked a little bit clunky, but this, just the aesthetic of all the icons here, the iconography, or the glyphs, they all just are much more uniform, make more sense, the clarity of them and stuff. So already off the bat, it looks much nicer, in my opinion. The menus are much easier, look much nicer as well. So shall we go from left to right? Because we'll try and cover as much as we can today. There's a lot to this app, so you're going to have to forgive me if I skip over some stuff, and you know, we only have an amount of time, yeah? First of all, this little music icon up here, this gives you quite a few options. So you can use your microphone, the inbuilt microphone on the iPad, Or if you're using an interface, you can choose there. So when you click on that, see, it's not coming up for me right now for some reason. Oh, here we are. So we've got mic sensitivity. Down here, we can control our mic sensitivity. I have this already attached to my interface. Here underneath is where we can import files. So we can go in here. It goes straight to our Files app. You can choose your music. It accepts a whole bunch of music files, MP3s, waveforms, a whole bunch of them. Really easy to import. You just click on one and import it. I've already got a couple imported. What else can we import in here? Let's just grab this one as well. This is the Indigo Sunsets, new track. Why am I not getting sound now? What's going on? It's because I've done that, isn't it? It's because I've got to go. Do I have to go back over here and make sure my devices are selected? Yeah. It's because I've changed to mic. Oh, man. Let's do that again. let's open it up again and play my music. So I did have a bit of trouble with the interface, and I need to show you that setting as well too, because it's set to mic still. What do I need to do to set it back to audio? I need to go. I'm not sure. What have I done wrong? Why have I moved to microphone? Music enabled. Yes. Play on start. Devices are selected. So that's all good. What have I done wrong? I had this working. It was working. Why did I go to the microphone? Man, I said this to Marvin last night. If something can go wrong, it can go fucking wrong, can't it? I know what I have to do. I just do this. Go over here and just pick a song. That's how you fix it. Ready? Will this work? No, you're not letting me do it. Oh, all my songs are gone. Let's import a new song. Let's import Russ's song here. What did you write? Reboot the on the front of the while mic sensitivity is high, capturing both. Can you try click on extension mic again? Yep, I have. Man. So music should be playing. I know what it is. It's all good. It's me. It's me. It's not the app. It's me. You ready? I thought it was. Me, come on. Here we go, Russ. There we go. So here's the problem. Here was the problem. So it's my end. It's not the app, right? So with my audio interface back here, I have my interface connection through here. And sometimes it's not only with apps like this, it's with when I boot up my system every day and go, and because I'm running a HDMI out into this computer to do this show, it disconnects my audio interface and I have to turn it off and on. So it's definitely not an app problem. It was my problem. I'm a dick. So when I chose the microphone, it disconnected my interface. So I had to switch the interface on and off again. There you go. So we can load. So now we've got the Indigo Sunsets in here. So you can import songs really easily as with the files here. You saw how I did that a couple of times. All right. Here are presets. Now these presets are the songs that come built in to this. I'm going to stop this. So there you go. So there's some songs, some demos that are in there. Let me just load Russ's song back up. I'm going to just jump straight in and start messing with this thing. We'll stop it again. All right, so we've covered that. You can import iTunes music as well, all that kind of jazz. Let's head over here to the settings first. Here's where all your settings are. Now, this is where it gets fun. We have a whole bunch of tabs across the top here. This is really nicely set out now. And we can scroll here to get to the whole. So there's a lot of stuff for you to get to, and you may get overwhelmed, but the good thing is it doesn't take much to make some really interesting effects on here. So let's head over to the settings first, because I want to talk about the music tab. I want to talk about this first. Now, when I was, an issue I was having when I was loading this up for the first time was it wouldn't find my interface. It just wouldn't find it. It would start playing through the speakers. What I did to fix this was this streaming mode, and I switched to AirPlay. It's because I have, as I mentioned, for me personally, I have a HDMI connected to show you the screen and let you hear the music. So it's classing the iPad as being in AirPlay mode. So I have to have this in AirPlay for me to share the screen and let you hear this. It's just a little thing I picked up. Multiple songs for your playlist. If you have this selected, you can add as many songs as you like in your playlist down here, or you can change it to single song and it'll just have a single song in there and just loop when you play, yeah? You can turn off and enable music and unenable music. Here's where you can change your mic sensitivity, audio sensitivity, video sensitivity, device sensitivity. There is so much you can do. You can go in here to your devices and choose your audio interface or any other MIDI inputs you want to control it with. So if I turn on my Arturia and hit refresh, my key step 37, it should appear in here as well. There it is. So I can connect my MIDI keyboard to this as well. It's not only video. You can do all that. You can actually assign MIDI knobs to this and control sliders and all that jazz. So MIDI routing's very possible. Go back over here. Can you have one song that doesn't loop and stops recording at the end? Ask Marvin about that one. So MIDI mapping. We've got MIDI mapping down here. So when I click on this, a red marker will appear and I can MIDI map, right? So now you'll see all these buttons here can be MIDI mapped. I can go and MIDI map all this stuff. So I could go into I could pick one of these. I could say use this force, this one. I think, is that MIDI mapping? Have I got the right setting down? I've done it before. Let's see. We can MIDI map all these knobs. It's fantastic. We've got MIDI mapping turned on. Where are we? Settings. MIDI mapping. So you can MIDI map all that stuff. If you want, I'm not going to go, as I said, I'm not going to go into everything today because I covered all this in a previous video. Things like MIDI mapping, yeah? I've already covered this stuff. So you can go back and watch the other video. We just want to talk about a lot about the newer things in here. You can delete the MIDI mapping, clear that out. You've got a tutorial here, so that's all good. Let's head over to our settings. Oh, you can decide to have the music play straight away when you open the app, on and off. I've got it set to on. Settings, you can balance your quality, right? So it depends on if you've got an older iPad, you can go in here and change the quality to best performance, ultra, high, medium. So to suit your iPad, I'm going to go up to like a high because I've got a pretty good iPad. That'll do for now. You can go between 60 and 30 frames. I'll leave it just at 60 so we're not pushing anything. You can record quality 1080p, 720. So that's all good in the hood. And your record format, you can change from 16.9 stretched to keep the device ratio. You've even got vibrating, so you can turn this on, and when you touch the screen, you'll get feedback, vibrations and stuff like that, yeah? A new feature that's been added to this is Ndi Output, and you can stream Ndi into this. So Ndi is like a form of Wi-Fi technology. So if you've got another iPhone, and you've got it connected to like an NDI web page and set to a camera or something like that, you can NDI over like this NDI Wi-Fi network into your iPad and stream that footage into here as well. So that's really, really cool. UI stuff here, so you can turn on and off things. Yeah, you can turn off all these little screen things. You can do all that kind of stuff. Record button, your performance, question mark buttons. You can remove all of those. The question mark's behind there, you can't see it. Here's where your in-app purchases are as well, and restoring in-app purchases. Let's show you the shop. So here are all the in-app purchases. You can see I've got all of them here. There you go. These are all the in-app purchases. Boom. You can restore. You've got a tutorial. You've got contact with Marvin via Discord. You've got all this stuff. You can quit. Yeah, there's even a quit button in here. All right. Presets. You've got presets. So you can save presets, delete presets, export, import presets, all that kind of stuff. It's pretty self-explanatory if you've used any kind of keyboard or synth app or anything. You can save your presets. You can do all that kind of stuff. Down here, once you've made a preset, oops, there's my mic. You just name it, give it a name, blah, 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 and hit save, and you can save your presets. You've got factory presets down here. So we're in the presets page, clicking over to our mode section. Now the mode section is correlation to over here, right? So if we jump out of this and flick between these modes. So if I go now to, say, a psychedelic mode, we'll click on this one, psychedelic, and we head up back to the settings. Now we have psychedelic up here. Now if I move to like shapes, it changes to shapes. So these are your options to really deep dive into each of these in-app purchases that you have. Lucidity, astral. So you can mess around to your heart's content with all of these. Plus you have, with each one over here, you'll see you've got presets that pop up above each of the modes. So we'll go to trippy. We've got a bunch of presets here. Super easy to get around. Yeah. Also, not only do you have, I presume that means you feel the subscription is currently the best option. Oh, sorry, I should keep out. Let Marvin do his thing. Not only do you have modes, yeah, with all these going on, you also have backgrounds. So backgrounds, you can add things like particles, FX wall, space, flower, the swarm, flower of life, circuitry, and you can import images. So you can choose images. So here's an image that's in the background here, and you can just go to load image, straight to your Photos app. Let's pick, what do we find? I shouldn't use that because it's for something else. What can we find? Let's use this dog. Why not? So now we've got the little chihuahua, aka Brad's slippers. So you can add images in here. Plus, with the, so when you've got a background image, then you can go in here and add shapes to this and effects and all of your modes to this. Fractals. So now we've got the dog behind the fractals. Nice. Yeah. So you can do all that kind of stuff. So that's cool. We'll jump back over to our images. Not only can you do that, you can choose your camera. Yes, use my camera. So now the camera is picking up the back of my screen here. So if I move, there's my hand back here. There you go, let me close that. So you can use your camera as well as the background. Nifty, huh? Wicked stuff. That's really cool. You can also now add video. Yes, you can add video, and you can select video. So there's a video, there's some videos in here that you can choose from, or you can just select a video, go into your, look at that. And we automatically got Darth Vader and Davros at the back. What's going on, Mr. Smith? Anybody I may have missed who's joined us? And then we got Darth Vader happening. So this is sick. Video input, photo input. Look at Russ over there. Look at Russ. Davros, there he is. Oh dear. Let's stop that. Okay, what are we doing? What are we doing? So there's our video. So you can select video from here. A whole bunch of other things like Northern Lights. If we hit play, let me grab a track. Whoops, I knew I was going to do that. Let me grab Russ's beach track. So this is called Northern Lights. Beautiful stuff. And you can change, all of these have settings as well. So you can change from green to red and blue. We'll talk about this map section really soon. We've got this wonderful tunnel one. Look at that. Remember, all this is controlled. You can make it reactive to the beats, to the mids, to the highs. Sick. I haven't even covered any of this yet. So this new tunnel one is wicked. We've got Nova. So these particles you can change up as well. You've got a whole bunch of particles. Let's go through them. Number 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful stuff. So let's show you how these are mapped. So you'll notice here, we've got this mapped button. If I click on the little gear icon, it brings up this screen which says, this is now mapped to the bass. And you can change the intensity of this. You can make it high. You can change it to the mids of the song. You can change it to the highs of the song, the treble. So it's only reacting to the treble. Or you can turn it off altogether. And then you can change the frequencies yourself. So you can speed this up. We can jump back in here. Also, you've got a ping pong effect in here too. Wait for the music to kick back in. It's probably going to go to another song. So you've got this ping pong effect. You've got a looping effect. Or it can go from 0 as well. This app is fucking nuts. Now look at how it's working with that kick. The stuttering. I'm not sure what I'm using at the moment. Let's use Psyhcedelic. So now we've got now remember, that was just a background. That's just a background, the initial one. Now we've got a mode on top of it. Let's add smoke to it. Right, so you can add these on top. So you're layering, you've got your background and you've got your modes. Wicked. You can also just have a black background. All right, we'll take a break from that for a second. So now when we turn off the music, it just stops and it's just doing its thing. It's just spinning around, having a bit of fun. Right, so let's cover this section over here. So these knobs over here, we've got our bloom, and you'll see what happens when we turn up our bloom. It brightens everything up. It blooms everything out, yeah? So you can see we can bloom out that and just blow it the hell out. If we go over here to... even to our equalizer, You can see how it's blooming all that background out there, yeah? Then you've got a hue knob, which changes so you can go through different hues. Then we have a kaleidoscope. So as we turn that up, and now let's start the music again. Yeah. And we started from just that little triangle, which can move around. I'm using my finger to move around the triangle. And I can pinch it, and I can shrink. Wicked. So we're in the Equalizer section here. We can change this to which one are we on? So now we're in the Equalizer one. Where do we go? Let's go with one of, we'll go with the diamond. And I'm again moving my finger on this. There's just so much in this app, it's crazy. You also have hexagons, so you can blow this out in crazy hexagons. Let's go over back to what's the next track? So we've got another track here. So this hexagon section blows everything else into hexagons. Change it back to 660. Let's do that. Where are we? Settings. Boom. There we go. So you can blow this right out. And you've got aberrations here. Look what aberrations do. Kind of puts everything out of focus. So subscriptions, I think, $4.99 a month US, and I think it's $7.99 for us, Jim, Australia. And my God, I'm just flicking through stuff now. We'll cover everything. Trust me, we'll cover everything. Go to shapes. We'll grab this here. So let's talk about this. There's also an LFO, yeah? When you click the LFO, you can actually set an LFO to any of these knobs to whatever beat you, whatever BPM you would like. So all I need to do, hey Mamsie, what's happening? Is just click the map and you'll notice all these light up. So now I can say, choose aberrations. And now that's set to the LFO. And I can choose, say, we can scroll through. I can choose the bloom. Oh, it's blocked, this one. I know why that is. We can select this one as well. So now it's selected to the LFO, and I can tap the LFO and change the beats per minute. So it's a lot faster. Or I can turn it right down. You can even change the sine wave from sine wave to sawtooth to triangle to rectangle. And if you want to get rid of any of these from being mapped, you just click on them again and they disappear from here. So that's our LFO. Wicked. Now you'll notice this bloom button here is blocked. When I click on it, it comes up with blocked parameter. I can't change it. If we go into our settings here, this is where we've got our, what is it? It's our effects. So you'll see the bloom is currently mapped, right? So that's why I can't change it. If I want to turn that off, I'd have to turn off the bloom. So the bloom is now connected to the bass. You can connect virtually everything here. You can convert the angle of the kaleidoscopes to the mids if you wanted. Let's just start adding stuff. You could go to the hue and add this to the highs and turn that on. So now we could go down to the glitch effect here. We've got some glitch. We can add this to the bass as well if we want. Turn that on. You can virtually add everything that has a little gear icon next to it to the music, to the mids, to the highs, to the bass. And to turn them off, it's super simple, just to go in and turn them off. Click on the gear, turn off. We'll leave the bloom connected at the moment. So you're listening to Russ 8889's music today. Now there's a little help section up here whenever you need it, right? So it gives you some little pointers to where things are. Where your visualizations are, your controller bar, or you can watch a video from here. Got it. Good. Shall we go through some modes? The Equalizer, clouds. And with each of these effects, your options here will change as well too. So we can change your kaleidoscope. So you could go in here and take this LFO and map the scale here. And now that's connected to the LFO running at 64 beats per minute, making that larger and smaller. Can make it faster. We'll just go outside, Russ. And again, to turn these off, super simple. Click on it, it's gone. Let's go back to the other song of Russ's. You're probably going to get sick of these songs. There's so many different options. For some reason, the equalizer doesn't react anymore. Perhaps restart helps. It isn't either. We can try that. It's an iPad. It could be because I went between. Normally, you should see the frequency spectrum. Let's try that, because I did jump between frames while it was playing. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in this too. So the poor old iPad's probably fucking shitting yourself. See this? There we go. Now we're working. That's much better. $125 BPM, is it, Russ? Thanks. Got it. See how it's bouncing to those guitars there. Beautiful. Man, this app, it's just wicked. There's the equalizer working. So just to go back. So again, we can go in here and map this to scale. Now it's working at the right BPM to the song. Absolutely Velcro. Endless freaking possibilities. Let's have a look at this one. This is our rhythm. And we've got 3 presets in here. So again, we've got these particles running in the background. Let's go over here and add a tunnel to this. And within each of the backgrounds, you've got different kind of tunnels. This is a chromatic one. Got an ice passage. Look at that. You can just mix up all your particles, have whatever you want, add your own picture in there. And as I said, when you're in the mode, here's where you have control over the mode, right? So you can see within this mode, we have 2 sections mapped here. The rotation of this, you can see it's spinning, and the scale. You can change the XY position, which you can do with your finger as well, so you don't need to use that. We can change the type of rhythm visual here to a circle. Look at that. And you can move it around with your finger as well. So this one's a love we've picked as a preset. 2D circle and a line. Again, we can unmap these. We can map the scale to work with the bass as well. Or maybe the highs. Let's add the BPM. Look at this. So now we've got the BPM added to the kaleidoscope. So this is peer mode. Again, we can pinch, change the shape of this. Let's jump into the settings of this peer. Again, every one of these has its own settings. Change the scale of it, all that stuff. Go and change the background to some. What'll start next? What's the next song? Go back to this one. I'm just going between the 2 songs so I don't get a claim or anything today. Russ has kindly donated his songs for me to use. What are we up to? We're up to Peer. Let's have a look at Mandela. So here is our Mandela. And again, we've got moving presets with kaleidoscopes, aberrations, blooms. And again, with each of these, you've got a whole lot of options within here. Snowflake, Snowflake 2, lines. It's just wicked. There's so much going on in this. As I said earlier, you could go in here to the background and turn on my camera. Which creates, I'm just putting my hand behind the camera now, and look what it's doing. As I move my hand. Can I go both? Yeah. So as I move my hand, it's blooming out. Wicked. Shapes. Now you'll see as we go through some of these, they get more and more complex. There's far more complex in-app purchases coming. So we've got the sphere selected at the moment. Dodecadron? I can't even say it. And you can change the shapes within each of the groups. So there's a whole bunch of numbers to see them change. We've got a torus. All right, this one's 125. Sorry, Ross. You've got spikes. You can turn on and off spikes. Rotation, off. Again, you can change the scale size to match the base. Dodecahedron. There you go. That'll do. Here's the thing, I can sit here and go through every one of these, and it's probably going to melt your brain at the end of the day. I'm going to cover the heavier ones at the end, but the fun of this is just fucking around with it. It really is. It really is just fucking around with it. It's what it's all about, you know. So we've got a cube in here as well. As I said, with the backgrounds too, you can change. We've gone to triangles now. Diamonds. Spectral, so this is your background. And see this gyro space? I'm pretty sure if I move my iPad, we've got a gyroscope happening now. So if I move the iPad, see? So it's actually using the gyroscope inside to do cool stuff. Look at that. If I move it left and right. Wicked. Let's look at some fluids. Now at any time, you can put a black background there too, so you can see what's going on with your modes. Look at these fluids, man. Let's jump into the fluids. And there's a hell of a lot of options here. You've got a complexity. You can warp them. You can invert the direction of them. You can turn off nuances. You've got borders as well, so it reacts to the actual borders of the iPad. When it touches the borders, the outside, you can create a border around it so it kind of bounces off. So you're creating walls. So it kind of, or it's connected. See how when this one now, it's hitting the top and coming back through the bottom because there's no wall in there. Just little details which are amazing. Or we can do like walls around it. So as you can see, when it hits the wall now, it bounces off and spreads out. Let's take that back to the start, show you what's going on. Let's stick with our sections here. You can change the size of these. You can change the, is it vorticity? So you can see when I turn that up, they're more kind of active and I can draw with my finger as well. The intensity, the spatial force. Now the visuals here, you can change. We have stairs. It's currently on stairs, and now we're in horizontal. We can go radial. So now we've got like this fireball. And now kind of like these explosions that are just hitting. And once you're in this mode, this hit, you can decide where you want it to connect to. Oh, we've got a bot. We've got a bot.
Why do I need a sex bot when I have Jade?
We've got a bot. So this is connected to the bass now. You can connect it to the mid ranges, to the highs. That is with this hit selection. Go here and give ourselves a black background just so you can see what's happening with all these fires. You can change the spatial force, the size. Look, there's just so much you can do with it. We've got sun rays turned on at the moment. You can change the bloom so they have far more bloom. It's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous what you can do. Let's turn on particles here. So now it's added some particles to them. You can even neon them. We've got specular lighting. You can turn them into kaleidoscopes, and you can even go in here and add this intensity to the bass. It's just it's just too much. Let's have a look at wow, that's beautiful. So with these modes, when you click on the mode, there's a whole bunch of these that you can choose and then build on top from, yeah? It works great with lots of music. Let's see. Let's see what it works with, like the Indigo Sunsets. Works good with all music. So we're in dreaming now. And look, dreaming has all these wonderful Yeah, Russ will kill me if I do that. I mean, very little work to get something really interesting. Let's just keep running through these. And here, you'll notice with each of these, they have like a radial spectrum and a psychedelic image, which open up more options. And you can blend these how you'd like. Attach this to the bass. I mean, you could just keep building and building and building. I'm sure you got the picture now. I'm going to skip to some fractals. The fractals are absolutely beautiful. So we've got wobbles, Kleinian, is that how you say it? Apollyon. Look at these things, man. They're wicked.
If you meet me on a Friday night, then I'll make damn sure I treat you right. If you dance with me, we'll dance to the morning light. If you meet me on a Friday night, then I'll make damn sure I squeeze you tight. If you dance with me, I'll make it the time if you like. If you meet me on a Friday night, then I'll make damn sure I treat you right. If you dance with me, we'll dance to the morning light. If you meet me on a Friday night,
We can change the complexity of this.
I'll squeeze you tight. If you dance with me, I'll make it the time if you like.
The colors, you can add gradients as well. So we'll jump over back to another Rust song. I can't remember what was this, 139. But you can go in here and you can add gradients. So you can flick through these gradients, change up the speed. You can load textures in here. There's just so much. It's utterly ridiculous. If you're not already sold on this, I don't know what it's going to take to sell you. Maybe you need your eyes checked. Now I'm pinching here to and spinning, as you can see. You can see this is spinning faster with the bass hits. It's connected to the bass at the moment. Locating unlock all features. Settings. Restore. Show shop. Are you looking for the subscription? Is that what you're looking for? I'm pretty sure it's on the App Store. When you go to the app page, I'm pretty sure it's there. I think. Let me see. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe Marvin can help you if he's still here. So we're in trance at the moment. Good Lord. It just gets better, doesn't it? And here we are again with each of these modes. You've got types. What the hell is that? Look at that thing. It's like a ride at the show, at the carnival. We are on trance at the moment, as you can see up here. So I guess you're probably wondering too, how do I make a video out of this? Well, let's talk about that now, and then we'll come back and we'll just run over the last few things briefly. We've already gone 9 minutes over. So how can you do that? We'll turn off this LFO, give you a break. Boom, boom, boom. So the LFO's all calm. How do we record this? Well, you can see there's a little record button over here. And when you hit that, the song will start, or it'll start recording. Now, the other thing is I covered this in the other video. So if you're not getting enough of this, go back and watch my previous video. It'll look a little bit different on the other video because it's had a UI upgrade. But it still pretty much runs the same way. When you hit record, it won't record anything that's on the screen here, right? Even if you go into the settings, so you can have all these settings open and be moving through these different things, touching the screen wherever you want, and it will only be recording the effect. So you can control this as you're going through the song, right? So if we hit record, record has started. So now we're recording. We hit play. We'll take this back to the start. I should have taken it back to the start. So as I'm changing these things with my finger, this is all being recorded. If I want to drag my finger on the, start moving it around, this is all being recorded as well. Pinch. then I might want to go into this shape here and connect the size of it to the bass. So now that's bopping. And this is all being recorded in, and none of my finger touches are affecting it. We change to some hexes. So you can find the timing and then click to the next thing that you want to add. And as I said too, you can MIDI map it to your keyboard as well to turn things up and change your knobs here if you don't want to use. That's at the next beat. What else we got? Let's do a... Now we've added an image, so even during this, I can add an image if I want. Or turn on my camera if I want in the background. And still recording. You tell it's recording because it's flashing over here. Record. Let's give it some... There we go. Let's add the speed to our bass, or maybe to our treble. We'll turn on the LFO, throw it on our kaleidoscope. There we go. Oh, we're getting... It's all good. It's just my iPad. And I mean, when you want to stop it, you just hit the record. You've even got a dice, you know. So you can randomize as well. You can randomize parameters. You can decide what you want to randomize. And I'm just moving that around with my finger, spinning it with my hands. Again, we can connect this to the bass. So now that equalizer is moving to the bass. You can connect everything to everything. It's so cool. Then once it's done, so the song's over, all we need to do is hit record up here. Recording is stopped. I've already set my permissions. Recording stopped. Why am I frozen? It'll come back. Oops. So I'm pretty sure it's probably trying to save it. And I've shut it down because I'm a dickhead. Fuck. I'm such an idiot. Oh, man. It's way too early. Damn. What a dickhead. Oh, man. But anyway, well, I'll show you here. So where's our photos? Here's one I did previously. Oh, man. What's going on, Photos app? Dude, get it together. There we go. So here's one I did previously. And you can see it saved it in 16:9. So wicked. And then, as I showed on the previous video I did this, then you can open this up in like LumaFusion. You can add more stuff to it. You can overlay it with more video clips made from this. You've got so many options. This thing is just nuts. And it's free to download to try out, of course. Now, another thing you'll notice here when I load this up, look at this screen. Reset debug. So if you're having any issues with it, if you're having any issues with the app when you're loading it and things aren't working, that little debug screen at the front, you can reset all of your settings there and just, get things going again. So there you go. That's how you record stuff. Or you know what you could even do? You could even screen record it, even if you wanted to. But you don't need to because there is this built-in feature. Boom, boom, boom. It's good stuff. I've sold you, Jim. Nice. Nice, because it's a great app. It really is a great app. It's worth your time. It's perfect for, and the reason I'm doing this as well is because we're in Rocktober, and here's something great to help you make your video clips. It's free to download, and it has a whole bunch of in-app purchases that are over here. All these in-app purchases, but it is free to download to mess around with. And you've got in-app purchases. They're like $4 at the most. Yeah. And they include all these, oops, let's come back over. All these sections here. Plus, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, when you download it, it does work on your Mac as well. See, here's my Mac. And here it is on my Mac. Full screen, look at that. Works beautifully on the Mac. So there it is on your Mac. And I can quit Vythm there. So you can prove we're on a Mac. There you go, there's my Mac. Awesome. Now, of course, I haven't gone through every single thing. And you know what? I don't need to. I don't need to. Because you should just go and get it and check it out and grab some of the in-app purchases and have a play. And if you want to go and have a watch of, make sure you go over and subscribe to this dude right here. Where's my mouse? Go and subscribe to Marvin. This is the developer, MK Games. Go over to his YouTube channel, subscribe. He's got tons of videos which are really, really super in-depth. Right? Super in depth. I'm just trying to give you an overview. I've gone an hour and a half here. You know, it's a long time to sit here and watch. So there's plenty of help if you run into things. He's got some really in-depth stuff over there. I just want to show you just how cool it is with a nincompoop like me doing it. Yeah. So it's but some real highlights in here are the fractals. These fractals are just incredible. The astral stuff's really nice. Lucidity, look at this. It's freaking beautiful. Psychedelic, I really love. Trippy, we've got symmetrical. We've got circular stuff. I mean, you know, Fractals is beautiful. Dreaming's really pretty as well. Dreaming's got some really interesting stuff in it. And the fluids are just out of this world. Fluids are really nice as well. So all of them are really nice. All of them are really, really nice. Alrighty. I'm going to get out of here. And I think we've had enough. Tomorrow, what are we doing on the show? We are doing some of this tomorrow. What are we doing? We're looking at this tomorrow. It is a Soviet 1980s synthesizer called RSS iVox. It's really cool. It's a monophonic, duophonic synthesizer. So if you're into your Russian synthesizers, we'll be doing this tomorrow. Also, the day after, we're interviewing PA. Her music's amazing. Sponsored by DistroKid. And then on the weekend, we have Jamie Melander performing live on the channel. So there's lots of great stuff to make sure you're here for. So hit the like, please. If you're watching on the replays, subscribe. There's lots of fun stuff happening. And I know I should give you a quick update on what's happening with my my Rocktober video. We have had massive flooding here in Australia. Massive flooding. We've been unable to go outside to shoot the video. Hopefully this weekend, even though we've got more flooding coming. So it is what it is. I can't change the weather. Sorry, I can't change the weather. But Cold Acre, who's a part of Metheist, is hopefully coming this weekend. We'll do some shooting in the garage if we have to. If the weather's okay, we'll go out and take the drone out because we need to shoot this footage. So I could have my video in late. It just is what it is. You know, I can't do anything about it. So he's coming over. Yep, Cold Acre's coming over this weekend, and we're going to do some video. We're going to do filming for the video clip. So that's not, I haven't forgotten about it. Rocktober's still on. It's just Victoria's flooded at the moment. We got water like this high, man. It's fucked up. Awesome. I'm going to get out of here. Let's play a bit of Vythm just to get out of here. Let's pick, we'll pick the beach. You've heard it a million times. Remember, do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make us better. Thank you, Marvin, for being here and answering questions for me. Thank you for creating such a wonderful app. Thank you all for being here and supporting the channel. Mistakes make us better. We all rise together. Boom. Oh yeah, if you're a Patreon, have I got some codes for you?